Hi, my name is Chela Sea, and I'm a study abroad advisor at the University of Wisconsin-Stout in the Office of International Education. Our office is hosting a number of virtual information sessions because even though we're all working and studying remotely, now is a good time to consider your options to study abroad as part of your education at UW-Stout. Today, I'll be highlighting a program that is a great new offering for our mechanical engineering and manufacturing engineering students. I am very happy to have Adam Kramschuster, who is a faculty member leading this program, here to speak about it, as well as Jamie Hammond and Lisa Pinheiro, who are from the study abroad provider, helping us to organize the program. Before we share details about the program, I wanted to take just a minute to clarify the roles of the different people speaking to you today, since we do get questions from students about who exactly does what. So first, as part of the Office of International Education, my role is to meet with students and advise them on their study abroad opportunities, to market this program as well as others, to manage student applications, to help with organizing the programs, and after the programs are done, to send out evaluations to students. Adam, as a professor in the Engineering and Technology Department at UW-Stout, is the faculty leader of this program. And he has designed this program focused on plastics and its manufacture, and will of course be your instructor prior to, during, and after the trip. He will also conduct a pre-departure orientation with you to lay out the itinerary in more detail and prepare you for the trip. CIS, as represented by Lisa and Jamie today, is what's called a study abroad provider. CIS specializes in running programs just like this one, so they have helped Adam design the program by suggesting sites to visit and activities. They are the logistics experts, providing guidance on where you'll stay, where you'll eat, and how you'll get from place to place. And finally, they'll have one of their staff, Lisa, as on-site program coordinator, available to your group the entire time you're in Costa Rica to help everything run as smoothly as possible and to help in case of any emergencies. So I hope that explanation clears things up a bit. Okay, let's talk about this program. You'll spend 11 days in Costa Rica, leaving on January 6th and returning on the 16th. However, you should expect to complete coursework both before and after the trip, from January 4th through the 23rd. This program, based on the course Fundamentals of Plastics, Materials, and Processing, is 3 credits, and it's open to students with a cumulative GPA of 2.0 or above, who are sophomore level or higher, and who have completed one of the prereqs, which are Impacts of Engineering, Materials and Manufacturing Processes, Introduction to Engineering Materials, and Packaging Materials, Polymers, and Glass. With that, I'll turn it over to you, Adam, to share more about the program.
Thanks, Chela. So this course is ETech 251, as Chela mentioned, where we learn about plastic materials, processing techniques, and manufacturing. By coupling this with a study abroad opportunity to Costa Rica, what we'll be able to do is learn about those topics while also being exposed to all the culture, food, and manufacturing opportunities that are available in Costa Rica. The course itself covers plastics material science. Plastics are highly utilized throughout the world and continue to be utilized in many more applications. They're very important right now, especially with the global pandemic, and they're used in personal protective equipment. And so we certainly rely on plastics, not only in the medical field, but also in the automotive and aerospace industries, consumer electronics. Your laptop or your phone that you're watching this on would be made from plastic. There's also a wide variety of plastics processing techniques to shape and form those plastics into the products we use, and understanding those processes and the design of the products and the processing techniques is very important. One of the things I'm really excited about with this study abroad opportunity is the travel to the San Jose, Costa Rica area. There's a really major medical device manufacturing hub. And so there are a lot of companies, Wisconsin-based and other US-based companies, such as Prent Corporation, Scientific Molding Corporation, Abbott, that have manufacturing facilities in the San Jose, Costa Rica area. I think it'll be really, really interesting for students as they learn about the course content prior to, during, and after the actual trip to be able to visit these facilities and witness the design and manufacturing of plastic products for a wide variety of industries, especially the medical device industry in Costa Rica. I think it will really help to open students' eyes to the opportunities outside of their hometown or Wisconsin or Minnesota or wherever they may be from, and realize that there's a lot of opportunities to work in other countries like Costa Rica in high-tech, fulfilling careers, and that there are a lot of career opportunities outside of the U.S. And I think what also will be really interesting and fulfilling will be the opportunity for all the sightseeing and cultural activities that we'll be able to explore while in Costa Rica, as you can see on the screen, regarding the National Theater and Museum and the parks and other factories that we can go tour.
Before we talk about cost, you already touched on it quite a bit, but if you could just highlight, a particular academic or professional benefit you expect students to gain from taking Fundamentals of Plastics, Materials, and Processing as a study abroad course, rather than it's typically taught.
Oh, that's a great question, Chella. So what I see, our program at our university at UW-Stout is highly involved and integrated with the industry. And one of the big things that I hear from managers in the plastics industry in Wisconsin, Minnesota, is they're really looking for young engineers who have been exposed to study abroad or to travel outside of the United States. With the globalization of manufacturing, a lot of companies have facilities overseas or in different countries, and they're really looking for young engineers who've had that experience. They have a passport, they travel internationally, they visit other countries, they are aware of their culture and customs, and that they're not afraid to do that sort of travel. And that could be anywhere at a company, from going overseas or to a different country for a few days or a week or two, up to months, and there are even permanent relocation opportunities for employers if they so choose. So I think that's really the big advantage, is that these companies are looking for young engineers who have this experience and are looking to travel, because they are so global that there's very few companies that are really just have a single location in a single town in Wisconsin. Costa Rica, as we discussed, is really a major hub, and that's why some of these Wisconsin-based companies and others have facilities in that country. And so I think that's really the big advantage of going there and just being exposed to all those things. And that's really what a lot of employers that I talk to are looking for. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, luckily we have a lot of data now that, really statistically shows that study abroad participants, they are earning more than their peers who don't participate in study abroad. They're getting hired at higher rates. So we absolutely see it in the numbers. One question I had also was that there's sometimes a perception that if you're in a STEM major, that study abroad just isn't possible because of how strict or rigorous the course schedule is. What do you say to that?
I think this is a great opportunity because it's a required course in multiple programs within engineering and technology. And the opportunity to take it over the WinTerm will free up those students to fit in more of their required courses during the semesters, which are not allowed or offered during WinTerm or summer. So I think you're absolutely right. There are a lot of prerequisite requirements typically within our engineering and technology programs, and the ability to take this class as a study abroad opportunity not only will build their skill set from a technical standpoint, it'll also build their skill set from a travel and cultural standpoint, but also allow them to ease their credit load throughout the rest of the academic semester or academic year, as they have already taken 3 credits.
That's actually something we absolutely see in our office, that students who participate in study abroad, actually they can sometimes speed up their graduation rate because they're being very strategic about using that summer or the WinTerm to take some of these courses. So not only is it possible, it actually can be very advantageous if you're thinking about it strategically as a student.
Great.
Before we bring in Lisa and Jamie, I just wanted to take a minute to talk about costs because it is always a question and a concern. You can see here on the slide that the total estimated cost is $5,435, which includes the program fee of $4,800 that covers tuition and fees, airfare, local transportation, accommodation, cultural events, and some meals. The total cost also includes about $635 for out-of-pocket expenses, such as airline baggage fees, meals on your own, and spending money for things like souvenirs. When considering the cost, remember that we have a great section on our website called Finances, where you can learn about your options to use financial aid, apply for loans, and also use scholarships and crowdfunding sites to finance your experience. Okay, now let's look at some gorgeous photos of the places you'll be visiting on the program while we chat with Lisa and Jamie from CIS. In fact, I wanted to mention that the photo in my background is, of course, from Costa Rica, which is on my own personal travel bucket list. So Lisa or Jamie, can you tell us more about CIS's experience in Costa Rica and your background there in particular?
Sure, thank you. Happy to be here today, and thanks for inviting us. So CIS has been supporting faculty-led programs in Costa Rica for about 10 years. We run, I would say on average, probably about 2 or 3 programs a year. Many of those are programs that have come back and traveled to Costa Rica several times. So over the course of the last 10 years, we've probably run somewhere between 20 and 30 of these faculty-led programs. In addition to that type of support, we also offer individual student enrollment in our Costa Rica program. So in addition to the faculty-led side of things, CIS also offers programs with overseas partners where students can enroll directly. And via that means of travel, we've sent about 600 students to Costa Rica. San Jose is one of our popular destinations. So I oversee our faculty-led team here in the States, and our job is to really help get these programs ready to travel, get the hotels in place, all the transportation, all of the wonderful things that you already discussed that make a program run logistically. And then I will let Lisa talk a little bit about her role on site and what she has done as our site director in San Jose.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lisa. Well, yeah, like Jamie said, we've had many custom programs come through, or short-term programs come through Costa Rica, and a lot of repeats. Students definitely enjoy their experience here. I am the on-site director for CIS since 2012, so it's been a while, and I've been working in study abroad since 2001. So definitely have a lot of experience. I know the country well. Basically, my role is to support students in anything that they might need from, of course, health issues, safety. I'm the one who sets up the, all the reservations and all the trips and all the cultural activities that they will be participating in. There's definitely a lot of very cool things that have already been planned for this program. So like the Manuel Antonio National Park, which is so beautiful. So I'm here for the students, for any questions that they might have, and for any type of support that they might need.
Based on the feedback that you've had from past participants, what are students' favorite sites, maybe 1 or 2 favorite sites or activities in San Jose, and also some of the places you're going outside of San Jose?
Certainly. Well, I mean, the Manuel Antonio National Park is the most popular national park in the country. It's in the Central Pacific. It's on the coast. There's the beach, and that's the place where people see the monkeys and the sloths. So definitely, I would say most of the students, what they want to see is a sloth once they arrive here, and they can usually see one within the first few days. So Manuel Antonio is a huge one for sure. And San Jose is a very small city, but there's a lot of stuff that's going on. I would say my students definitely enjoy the chocolate tour, where they learn about the process and all that, and they're able to make their own chocolate bar, and they learn what chocolate really tastes like. So that's definitely a big one. But yeah, the museums, we have plenty of museums. We have the National Museum, the Jade and Gold Museum. So there's a lot to do around San Jose.
I'm really getting tempted. I need to get there as soon as possible.
You should, yeah.
Another question I had is, can you tell us more about where students will be staying and what they can expect?
Sure. Well,
at their hotel?
of course, the short-term programs or the faculty-led programs, the students usually stay in hotels. We choose, nice, safe hotels close to the downtown area, usually close to places where the students, can go, and like there's restaurants and there's places where they can go out who, once they're done with their academic portion of the program during the day. We generally have students stay in rooms with 2 or 3 people at the most, but we try to keep it to 2. And then outside of San Jose, we stay again in smaller hotels, more kind of family owned, not the big resorts. We tend to stay in a little bit smaller kind of boutique hotels.
Okay. And actually one other question that occurred to me was, if students, it's very likely that they would be coming on this trip perhaps with no Spanish, or maybe just some, high school Spanish. Is that an issue, or are you there to help with that as well?
I'll be with the students pretty much the entire time. But also Costa Rica is, because we have so much tourism, you will always find someone who speaks English. It's very easy to communicate. People here tend to be very, very nice and very kind of accommodating. So it's easy, like if students have any questions or they needed directions or things like that, people are always very generous and willing to help. Even if they don't speak the language, somehow with sign language, they figure out a way to help. So
that's really good to hear. Well, we're getting close to the end of our time. So Adam, I wanted to come back to you. Can I ask you what aspect of the program you're most excited about, from the cultural sides to the nature that Costa Rica is famous for, to the food? What are you excited about?
Yeah, thanks. It's a great question. I think that Costa Rica is certainly known for their amazing natural beauty and food. And so I think that goes without saying that I'm excited for that. I think the engineer in me is to be honest though, is probably most excited for the students to go to a country like Costa Rica, known for its natural beauty, culture, and food, and to visit the really high-tech manufacturing that San Jose, Costa Rica area and the rest of Costa Rica really has to offer, and really learn about the opportunities, the career opportunities for them to work, potentially work in a different country in their career in a high-tech industry. So I think that would be for me probably the most exciting thing. That I think that because of the really fun cultural activities and food, that goes without saying. We know that about Costa Rica, and I'm excited about opening the students' eyes to career opportunities outside of their hometown or their home state.
Absolutely. And we're seeing some of this food here right now. It's very tempting. Well, I want to thank all of you, Lisa, Jamie, and all of you viewers for joining us. And I hope that you'll learn more and apply by going to uwstout.edu/study abroad. Thanks so much.